President Joe Biden making a special trip here to southern New England. Good afternoon on this sunny, hot Wednesday. I'm Mike Montecalvo. The president landing at TF Green Airport, heading to Somerset this afternoon. We've got team coverage for you of the president's visit today. Let's go out to 12 News anchor Shannon Heggie, who's live over at Green Airport in Warwick. Shannon?
Hi, Mike. Yes, we are live here awaiting the president's arrival. He was originally scheduled to get here at 1:15. Now we know that has been moved to 12:50. We actually thought we just saw Air Force One coming in. It was another plane, so they're clearing out some of the air traffic throughout the airport right now. We're actually staged at a tarmac not far from the TF Green Fire Department. That's where they have the media staging area. We've been here since about 8 o'clock this morning, along with members of Secret Service. They did a full sweep of all of our gear and trucks. That happened about 10 of noon. The motorcade, which I don't know if, Ryan, you can get off in the distance over here, the motorcade arrived around 12:30, and that is about 10 or 12 state police vehicles, SUVs, all ready to take the president once he lands here at TF Green to Somerset, to the former Brayton power plant. The president here to talk about climate change and the country's climate future. It was one of the 4 pillars of his campaign. He spoke about it in his inauguration speech, and he will be going to Somerset because Brayton Point, those 2 cooling towers, you may remember, came down in dramatic fashion back in 2019. We carried it live for you on 12 News, and now that is a staging area for an offshore wind farm. So very symbolic of the president's future goals for climate change in this country and for making investments in the country's future. He'll also be talking about the infrastructure bill that will be giving a lot of money over to Massachusetts for a number of things, including electric charging vehicles for cars. But again, we are waiting the president's arrival here at TF Green imminently. Again, originally it was scheduled for 1:15. Now it is scheduled to come in at 12:50. Now, the last time the president was here in Rhode Island, or landed here in Rhode Island, was back in May of 2021. He came in at Quonset Airport and then traveled to Connecticut to give the commencement speech at the U.S. Coast Guard Academy's address there. We haven't seen him since then. The Vice President, Kamala Harris, was also here about a year or 2 ago. But again, we have the Secret Service all staged over here by the TF Green Fire Department. Again, the motorcade got here around 12:30, and we are just waiting for the president's plane to come in. We also have a crew over in Somerset at the Brayton Point power plant awaiting his arrival. And again, it's just a matter of clearing everything out and waiting for that plane to come in here at TF Green. Mike?
Shannon, we could see on the top of that building there, either Secret Service or officials were on there. You got there early this morning. What was that like when you arrived at the airport and the security? Because usually these things are mapped out days in advance.
We got to have you on the bus. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Mike, that's a really good point that you mentioned, the 2 that you see on top of the fire department over there. A little jarring to be in the TF Green Fire Department and see Secret Service members with sniper rifles on their back. But as you can imagine, security is tight here at the airport right now. We were shuttled over from the fire department not long ago. We have a specific press staging area here, and about 10 of noon is when we were issued out of the fire department area outside the gates over by Winslow Park, if you know this area of TF Green, and they did a full sweep of everybody's equipment. It took about an hour. All of our bags, we had to get press passes, so security obviously very tight for a visit of this magnitude. But again, you did point out we have the 2 Secret Service members on top of the fire department there, and there were about a dozen Secret Service members here since 8 o'clock this morning.
What about people trying to see history? They get there early. They try to park along airport road sometime just to see if the president or whomever is coming in. Did you see anybody there earlier today or there now waiting for the president?
You know, it's interesting you bring that up because I was a little concerned coming from South County here around 9:30 this morning, and at that time roads were still open. There weren't any traffic closures, and I did not see anybody really gearing up. I saw one family, but I think they were really just here to watch the planes with their child. So I have not seen anybody coming in to watch the president's arrival just yet, but I have to imagine there are some people who will be very excited to see that. Where we're staged right now to my left, there are a number of trucks with the stairs ready to take the president down. The one in the middle here is the one with the red carpet rolled down the steps. So we will obviously take that to you when the president's plane arrives and he comes down the tarmac here.
Well, Shannon, you have a front row view of when the president touches down over at TF Green. We're going to go back to you in just a few minutes. Let's head over to Somerset. As I mentioned, the president is heading to Somerset this afternoon, and we have team coverage for you. That's where we find 12 News Politics editor Ted Nesi. Ted, obviously this is a big day for everyone that's been pushing climate change, but a big day for Somerset, too.
Good afternoon, Mike. Yeah, no doubt a big day for Somerset. I saw Rep. Pat Haddad said she couldn't believe that the President of the United States would be coming to her town. About 20,000 people live here in southeastern Massachusetts. And I got to tell you, you don't have to be Tony Petrarca to know it is very hot out here today. We're heading toward 90 degrees as we await the president. The sun blaring down, not a lot of shade here in the shadow of the old coal-fired power plant. But that, of course, is the reason President Biden will be coming here today, because the White House sees Brayton Point as symbolic of their hopes for a transition in how America uses energy. Of course, anyone from the region knows Brayton Point, coal-fired power plant, went on, I believe, in the 1960s and was pumping out coal for years. It was the dirtiest plant in New England, but a crucial source of power. Decommissioned a few years ago. Of course, I think we even have the video of the famous implosion of the Brayton Point cooling towers, which was such a dramatic moment as part of the decommissioning of the old power plant. Now it has been in flux, and it's been actually a major political controversy here in Somerset in recent years, because the company that took over this site wanted to do wind energy from the start, but then during the Trump administration there was less support in Washington for wind energy, and so they wound up having a scrap metal operation running in and out of here. That did not sit well with the neighbors. There was even a town recall election that was largely fought on the issue of this scrap metal yard. Now the folks who didn't like that here, who living near Brayton Point, you saw their signs, keep the bay clean, as you were driving down here Brayton Point Road. They are happy because they are now seeing signs that the wind energy promise for here, the old Brayton Point, is starting to come to fruition. An Italian company has signed a deal. They're going to be making the undersea electrical cables here, which are what will be bringing power from the wind farms offshore in and to join the transmission grid. And in fact, the same transmission system that was used here at Brayton Point when it was fired by coal to send the power off into the regional power grid to serve all of New England, those same transmission lines are what are going to be used when these big offshore wind farms, which are a priority not only of the Biden administration, but also the Baker administration in Massachusetts, the McKee administration in Rhode Island, as those big wind farms come online, one of the places they'll be bringing their power in is here at Brayton Point. But, you know, it is, if my photographer Corey can pan over, you do have a beautiful view of the Braga Bridge and Fall River from here across Brayton Point. It's now, you know, largely empty. You can kind of see some of the remnants of the scrap metal and other work that they've been doing here, as it's been a site in transition from the days where coal was firing power here in southern New England to what they hope the Biden administration and other Democratic officials in particular will be a nation with a lot of wind energy, especially here because the offshore wind resources off Rhode Island and off Massachusetts are so strong. We've seen study after study of that, and of course the first offshore wind farm in the country to actually operate is the one off Block Island that Rhode Island prioritized. Now, this does, though, also come at a difficult moment for President Biden and his team when it comes to climate change, because as we just saw, Senator Joe Manchin gave a thumbs down to months of talks on that Build Back Better plan, which was going to include a lot of climate provisions. And while there's still some talk in Congress, could some of that be revived in the coming months? As we get close to an election and with a very evenly divided Senate, there's not much sign that that legislation is going to be moving. And I think today is partly the White House's effort to say the president is not going to be dissuaded from taking action on climate change by the stalemate in Congress. We're looking to hear about any executive actions he wants to take that he can take without legislation involving clean energy, involving wind energy. We also have heard from the White House this comes at a time when over 100 million Americans are under some sort of heat warning and heat advisory. We are certainly feeling that out here under the burning sun in the nearly 90 degrees at Brayton Point. And so we're going to be looking for more meat on the bones of what the White House says they can do to address climate change without having action in Congress. And frankly, the outlook being only gloomier for the White House from here to have action in Congress when the Republicans are widely expected to at least take back the House of Representatives later this year. But of course, that's the politics of it in Washington. Here in southeastern Massachusetts, in Somerset, there are people who aren't happy that the president is here. We saw some protesters coming through, a few of them with some signs and some choice words for President Biden. But frankly, it was very quiet as I drove in this morning. Not much either way. I would assume we had to come early for the security sweep with the Secret Service, but I would assume that we have more both protesters and maybe supporters of the president as well lining up for where the motorcade is going to come in, because as many of you may know, because I know a lot of people in Southern New England are familiar with down here in Somerset, it's just one road into the old power plant, which is where we're standing here. Behind me, you can see the president's podium is set up. It's still got the wrap on it because they're awaiting his arrival before they take everything off. You'd have a lot of national media here as well as local media, of course. You see some of the cable news folks doing their hits. We're preparing to do that as we await the president. So, Mike, I'm going to send it back to you as we await Air Force One touching down at TF Green Airport. But all preparations underway here in Somerset.
All right, Ted, thank you very much. And Ted, we have to say that some of those road closures are going to happen in a few minutes. We're going to give you an update with Brittany Trumpy shortly. So you mentioned some people not being happy. I think when you're going to get stuck in traffic, that will be the case. Real quick, though, Ted, is this the model for what the president wants to do across the country, Brayton Point?
I think so, Mike. I think, you almost couldn't write, you wouldn't believe it in fiction, the symbolism of the biggest coal-fired plant in New England shutting down and now turning into a major hub for wind energy. I mean, that's basically exactly what the Biden administration is hoping to see the entire country do over time. But what they hadn't planned on was a war in Ukraine and the skyrocketing energy prices we're seeing right now. You're already hearing a lot of concern about the short-term outlook for energy. And so the White House is having to kind of run a balance here. They want to get to a clean energy future, but they don't want voters to think they're happy with gas at $5 a gallon, even at $4 a gallon, as we see it start to go down. And so I think today is part of them trying to say, look, we need to operate on all cylinders when it comes to energy. We need to be preparing for a future with more clean energy, more wind, as well as solar in the parts of the country where that makes sense. And of course, they're also going to be talking about jobs and the idea that, Brayton Point was an economic engine for Somerset for many years, the coal plant here being such an important source of tax revenue for the town. Now the town hopes that revenue will be replaced with revenue from the wind energy facilities that are going to be built here. And in addition, there's hope for jobs. People to be servicing the wind farms that are off the coast, folks working here at Brayton Point to keep the power supplied. Certainly on a day like today when the air conditioners are running all over southern New England, there's no lack of a need for power. And we are expecting, I believe, Vineyard Wind, I believe, the first of those big projects that the Baker and McKee and Raimondo administration before it have authorized. I think they're supposed to come online next year in 2023. There's the Mayflower Wind Project, the Revolution Wind Project, all these big offshore wind projects. So we really are looking at a decade where we expect to see this go from being something we've heard politicians talk about for years in southern New England to an actual part of the energy grid that really is bringing a lot of power. I mean, the Block Island power plant is a great staging site, sort of a demonstration project, but it's not generating a ton of power. I believe it's only 6 turbines down there. It is helpful to Block Island. It got them off of diesel, but we're talking about big utility scale offshore wind. And I think that's the other thing the White House wants to emphasize. This isn't just little, the occasional windmill on the horizon. These are going to be huge wind farms off the coast. And of course, there was a time southeastern Massachusetts wasn't so supportive. We remember the years where Cape Wind was an endless political controversy. You had Ted Kennedy, a liberal Democrat, fighting Cape Wind because of how it was going to look from the Kennedy compound in Hyannisport. So certainly a bit of a change in how just about every Democrat you can find is now very much on board with offshore wind, having it here along the southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island coast. In fact, a number of them are going to be with them. We know from the White House travel pool, we've been told that Congressman Keating, who represents New Bedford and Cape Cod, Congressman Auchincloss, who represents Somerset, as well as up through the Attleborough and Taunton to Newton. He's on Air Force One. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Markey, a bunch of members of the Massachusetts delegation joining the president on Air Force One. Of course, Senator Markey and Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, two of perhaps the most outspoken climate hawks in Congress, two Democrats in the Senate who who have pushed hard for years for that. I was just told by Senator Whitehouse's office, Senator Whitehouse will also be coming here, crossing state lines, to join this event at Brayton Point and show his support. Senator Whitehouse has been very vocal since Senator Manchin said he won't support that climate bill. Senator Whitehouse said he wants to see the White House and President Biden take executive action, act unilaterally if Congress won't, to take more steps to fight climate change. Senator Whitehouse saying the other day he wants to see them go into, quote, beast mode when it comes to executive action on climate change. So him showing up here, another sign the White House trying to rally support for an alternative way forward, as it looks like those legislative talks are dead, Mike.
12 News politics editor Ted Nesi has been covering this story right from the very beginning, as you can hear, and we're going to get back to Ted in just a little bit. We mentioned we have team coverage for you of the president's visit to southern New England, and 12 News reporter Kate Walsh was in Somerset this morning, files this report.
We're at Brayton Point Commerce Center, formerly known as Brayton Point Power Plant, the final coal-powered power plant in Massachusetts. It closed in 2017, and soon it will be home to green energy, supporting offshore wind. President Joe Biden is struggling to have Congress pass his climate agenda. He's using this as an example of a transition to clean energy to make his point and talk about investments in that industry. The owner of Brayton Point Commerce Center said groundbreaking for this new facility here will be next year around the same time. Massive cables will be made here that will be used out at sea to connect windmills together and then the wind farm to land here in Massachusetts. The power plant closed in 2017. You remember the cooling towers imploding in 2019. But since then, this has served as a scrap metal business in part. But residents along Brayton Point Road complained of the loud noises from the trucks at all hours. The owner told me they stopped that business in May. Along the road, President Biden will see signs from residents supporting clean energy and wind energy. Politics aside, they said it's exciting to have the president put Somerset on the map.
It's a small town. We've never had anyone really this big visit, so it'll be a really cool opportunity for the town to have the President of the United States come and visit.
As President Biden turns onto Brayton Point Road from Wilbur Avenue, he'll see protesters as well. This was earlier this morning as they started to gather. The president's visit is also impacting local businesses. Way down Brayton Point Road at the corner with Wilbur Avenue is Rogers Restaurant, a local institution. They said they're closing at 2 this afternoon instead of the typical 8 o'clock at night, just to avoid traffic and all of the detours that the president's visit will be having on the area. In Somerset, I'm Kate Walsh, 12 News.
Kate, thank you very much. The temperatures outside, just to give you an idea of what the president is coming into, over at Green Airport right now, the temperature is 93 degrees. So we're right in the middle of summer. One of the big pushes for his clean energy package has been more jobs. That's something we expect him to talk about when he lands and heads over to Somerset. Let's show you the president getting on the plane earlier today. This was at Joint Base Andrews Air Force Base earlier today, boarding this plane. And this is should be arriving shortly over at TF Green Airport. Timeline, he will land at Green Airport. A motorcade will take him down to Brayton Point in Somerset. By the way, expect road closures along the roads that we're talking like 195, possibly 95, and definitely getting into Somerset. So if you are planning on getting on the road or you know a loved one that's going to be driving, know that there are going to be some road closures. We're going to update you on that once the president heads off in the motorcade. Let's go back live out to the airport in Warwick, where 12 News anchor Shannon Heggie has been there since 9:30 this morning, and anticipation is building here, Shannon.
Was going to be getting here earlier than expected, about 10 of 1. His original arrival was 1:15, so clearly we're having some delays right now. We do see a plane coming in right now. I can't confirm whether that is Air Force One, but I have seen a U.S. Attorney for Rhode Island, Zachary Cunha, here on the runway, on the tarmac, ready to greet the president. I know Governor Dan McKee had tweeted earlier in the day that he would be on the tarmac to greet the president as well. I have yet to see the governor here on the tarmac, but we did see the motorcade in the distance, right over by the TF Green Fire Department in the distance here, ready to take the president once he lands to Somerset. Again, we have a plane coming in right now. It could be the president. We were tracking his plane over Narragansett Bay. It is the president's plane. So we have Air Force One coming in to TF Green as we speak. The president coming, as Ted mentioned, to speak on climate change and to go over to the Brayton Point Power Plant over in Somerset to talk about his goals for the country. That plane landing right now as we speak. And right next to us, to my left, are the staircases ready to take the president off the plane as he walks out here on the tarmac at TF Green. This is the president's second visit to Rhode Island. He landed here back in May of 2021. He flew into Quonset actually that day and then traveled to Connecticut to give the commencement speech at the U.S. Coast Guard ceremony. But again, the president coming here and then traveling about 30 miles to Somerset to the former Brayton power plant, which is now a staging area for an offshore wind farm. And if this visit feels a little bit last minute, it's because it was. We found out about Monday night that the president was probably coming off a good tip. We had it confirmed by Tuesday morning. I could also confirm that Governor McKee has now arrived to greet President Biden here on the runway. You see Governor McKee over there. We are just waiting for the president's plane to come over. We also see Senator Whitehouse over there, ready to greet the president, and Warwick Mayor Picozzi as well. All of them waiting for the president's plane to circle back around. Air Force One just landed minutes ago. Again, we are at the tarmac that's across from Winslow Park and the TF Green Fire Department. That's where the media staging area is. We've been here since about 8 a.m. this morning, along with Secret Service. There are Secret Service members with sniper rifles up on top of the fire department right now. Obviously, very tight security when you have a visit of this magnitude. But again, we found out Monday night, we brought it to you on 12 News at 11 as breaking news that the president was likely to make a visit here in Rhode Island, and had it confirmed by Tuesday morning. And now here on Wednesday, here we are welcoming the president to Rhode Island. As we mentioned, Air Force One just landed minutes ago. We are just waiting for the plane to circle back around for the president to land. Again, we have U.S. Attorney for Rhode Island, Zachary Cunha, here on the tarmac, as well as Governor Dan McKee, Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, all ready to greet the president when he steps onto the tarmac. And then he will be traveling the 30-mile trip over to Somerset. As Mike mentioned, there will be plenty of road closures as well. All we know from state police and from Secret Service is to expect road closures and traffic issues. They really don't give specifics on that. And it's going to be the length of 95, 195, all the way from Warwick to Somerset. So keep that in mind if you do have travel plans today, and pack your patience. But again, the president's plane now coming back down the tarmac, taxiing over to where we are as we wait for his arrival here.
Shannon, as the plane is getting closer to you, we know he's going to deliver the speech at Brayton Point in Somerset around 3 o'clock because the time is a little fluid here. It's a very quick trip. He's going to be back on the plane before you know it. What kind of access is the press going to have with the president here at the airport, do you know?
So I'm with our photographer, Brian Welch, who was here when Vice President Kamala Harris came into TF Green about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he said this is much closer and we have much more access for this visit than they did back then. We are right on the tarmac. Our location is right as the president's going to get off the plane. And it's what they call open press. So that's much more access than what we'd normally have. Again, still tons of security. They had to go through all of our bags and our trucks, about 10 of 12 today, just to make sure, that everything was safe before the president's arrival.
And of course, we're bringing you this live. We're going to show you when the president gets to Somerset, and obviously when he gets back on the plane to head to Washington, D.C. Shannon, maybe you can just map out quickly of what his day is going to be like, or actually his day is just 2 or 3 hours here in southern New England.
That's right, Mike. It's going to be quick. I mean, he's coming in here. He's going to obviously greet the dignitaries that are here on the tarmac, and then they're pretty much getting on the motorcade, which I mentioned is right over in the distance by the TF Green Fire Department, and that will take them down the highway over to Somerset. He'll be giving a speech on the climate future for our country at the former Brayton power plant, which was shut down back in 2017 and now is a staging area for an offshore wind farm. It's very symbolic of the president's goals for the country. These were climate change and you know, our climate future was one of the 4 pillars of his presidential campaign. He spoke about it in his inauguration speech. We can see the president's plane, Air Force One, taxiing closer to us right now as we get ready for the president to get off the plane. It's going to go all the way around.
As we mentioned earlier with Ted, this appearance...
And then come back around to us.
Shannon, as we mentioned earlier with Ted, this appearance is really significant for the town of Somerset and really Brayton Point, because he's trying to make his pitch for his clean energy plan. He also has to convince some members of Congress to get on board. Senator Joe Manchin obviously has turned down the original plan. The president says that's not going to stop him from passing it. So it's a big moment locally for Somerset, and also a model of what could happen across the country if he gets this passed. What is it like for the press? Anytime a president or a dignitary comes into town, it seems like, you know, press from not just Rhode Island, but outside the state are there. Are you seeing that?
You know, I actually have to say, Mike, I think it's a small group of us. It's not a large press presence here, which makes our lives easier, thankfully. And there's also a nice breeze here at TF Green. You mentioned off the top how hot it is today for the president's arrival. I wasn't aware there would be a breeze at TF Green, so we are welcoming that. But yeah, not a ton of press here. Maybe a lot of them are down at Somerset. I'm not sure what our crews are seeing over there. As you can imagine, this is pretty quick when the president comes in on Air Force One and then departs in the motorcade. As you mentioned, it's a very quick visit. Maybe that's why the press is kind of dispersed. And also, this was a very quick announcement of the visit. I mean, we found out Monday night, and we're here on Wednesday. And even today, we only just got the full plan of what's going to happen today, hour by hour, from the White House closer to the president's arrival. But exciting nonetheless. This is my first experience with a presidential visit, and just to see Air Force One taxiing down the runway of TF Green is quite a sight. Now, if you look to my left, we have all of the staircases ready to go here. They are just called aircraft staircases. I asked if there was an official name for them. There is not. The middle one here is the one with the red carpet rolled out for the president, though. That is the one he will be walking down. Again, we mentioned there are a number of dignitaries ready to welcome the president here on the tarmac, including Governor Dan McKee, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi, and U.S. Attorney for Rhode Island, Zachary Cunha. But here comes Air Force One taxiing down the runway as we wait for President Biden to get off the plane.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrog has said the conditions for the president traveling today have been ideal, although it is 93 degrees at the airport with a little breeze. But at least it was a beautiful day for that touchdown, and you can see the plane is about to stop as the president will get off. What happens after this, Shannon?
So the president will come down the stairs, Mike, from the aircraft, and then he will greet the dignitaries here on the tarmac, possibly speak with the press, and then head over. The motorcade that I mentioned earlier is actually on its way over here now, and earlier I counted about 12 state police vehicles, as well as, you know, the SUVs you typically see in a motorcade. That has obviously grown. If you check out the line of cars coming down now, and then the president will get on that motorcade and head the 30-mile trek to, I say trek, we're Rhode Islanders, but the 30-mile trek to Somerset to the former Brayton Point power plant. We see the dignitaries now all assembling here alongside us. Eventually, I'm sure we'll see one of these staircases taxi over to the plane.
You know, security is quite impressive when you think about it. Most of us don't usually see this, but there are a lot of securities, and we've seen it so many times, Shannon, over the years, whether it's a dignitary, a president, or even something like a big event, that you do not see all the security that is set up at the airport. There are security agents and state police, you know, away from everybody, but they're watching everything, and it's quite impressive when you see the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. We see the staircases taxiing up right now to the plane. Now we've got 3 staircases here Only one of them has that red carpet down it, so we're presuming that that is the one the president will take down. We'll probably see a number of people departing the plane before he comes off. But to your point, Mike, yes, lots and lots of security, especially when you have not only the president landing at an airport, but then taking a long drive to another location. Again, it was pretty jarring to see Secret Service donning sniper rifles as we were getting ready to come over here in the shuttle bus to the press area. They are on top of the roof of the TF Green Fire Department. Again, we've got Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi, Governor Dan McKee, who had tweeted out early this morning that he would be on the tarmac to welcome the president. Obviously an exciting day for Rhode Island, for our little airport to welcome the President of the United States. We see a number of members of the president's staff coming off Air Force One right now.
And as Ted Nesi mentioned, the dignitaries in Massachusetts will meet the president in Somerset, but he did say that Senator Sheldon Whitehouse will cross state lines because this has been his big platform too. He also has a book that's going to be coming out talking about not just climate change, but the Supreme Court and what is going on there. So that has been a big push for him, and we're waiting right here, Shannon, as the president, as they're pushing that staircase. You would think it would be a fancier name than that, up against the plane for the president to come out.
You know, I wanted to get it right, Mike. I wanted to make sure we had the official name, but it's just an airplane staircase.
Staircase
Nothing
one.
fancy about it. You can see the motorcade is coming through right now, right in front of us, presumably to take the president off once he comes down the plane. He will likely be coming right from the staircase in front of us here, where the dignitaries have gathered to greet him. Again, a hot day here at TF Green, as you can imagine. No shade to be had. Thankfully, there's been a nice breeze since we've been out here on the tarmac, and a big thanks to the TF Green Fire Department for letting us kind of crash their department for most of the morning as we assembled and waited for this big moment at TF Green. Again, just waiting for the president to depart from Air Force One. It arrived moments ago and then taxied down to us here at the press gate.
And for those of us watching, sometimes we never get to see this part of Green Airport. You could be zipping down Airport Road or around the airport and you might see this field, but normally when you go to the airport, you go through the front and that's where all the commercial planes come in. So it's also unique and kind of special when you see these special planes or Air Force One coming in at this point.
Yeah. It's a good point, Mike. We, you know, when we got here, I expected to have to take a much longer walk, and thankfully we're right by where we were staged, but this is not the portion of the airport that you typically see if you are a traveler through TF Green. We are quite far from the main portion of the airport. We have opened the door where the president will presumably be coming out of Air Force One. Really exciting moment here at TF Green.
So we never know the timeline of when the president comes out. Sometimes, typically, we've seen presidents come out quickly. Other times they haven't. We're going to stay with this for you. And once the president gets into the motorcade, we'll give you a traffic update. As we've been mentioning, there will be traffic delays. Some of those roads probably are already being shut down. I've seen that in the past. It's not just a rolling stop. Sometimes they completely shut roads down until the president leaves and gets to Somerset. Shannon, just real quickly, just to recap before the president comes out, how this all came about.
So, Mike, on Monday night, we got a tip from politics editor Ted Nesi, a very valuable tip, a very credible tip that the president was likely coming to Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. We ran that as breaking news at 11, and by Tuesday morning, we had it confirmed that this was indeed a trip to Somerset. We found out more details, that this was all about his climate change initiatives, and here we are on Wednesday, ready to welcome the president as he comes out the plane, obviously building up the suspense as we wait for him to come down the staircase from Air Force One. We've got everybody assembled, ready to greet him, a number of dignitaries, and as you mentioned, a number of dignitaries also waiting for him in Somerset at the former Brayton power plant. But it did come together rather quickly, and you know, I was asking Ted Nesi earlier this morning if this is typical or not. Unfortunately, Ted was in the middle of a White House briefing. The man is busy, but I'm not sure how typical it is for it to come together this quickly, Mike.
And you know, Shannon, we've seen in the past, too, that they will organize something like this and then it's postponed or canceled. They never tell you why that's the case. but we've seen that in the past. So you're right, this came about quickly. One of the things that Ted had mentioned, though, is the president really trying to convince some of his colleagues and lawmakers that they really need to get on board and pass his plan. Senator Joe Manchin obviously has voted down that proposal, at least for now. So the president says he's still going to move on and try to get support to have this passed. And obviously going to Somerset, when you think, why did he pick Somerset, you know, southern New England, you know, in the heat of the summer? Well, those two cooling towers that came down a visual, and that's part of his message on what could be built there, not just in Somerset for clean energy, but across the country. So we're still waiting.
That's right, and I think it's a big deal too for southeastern Mass, Mike. You know, so often a lot of the cities down there say that they don't get the coverage, they don't get the mention from you know, lawmakers in Washington. So it's big for them to have a presidential visit like this, to be highlighting the offshore wind farms that, you know, how much we've covered all of the offshore wind farm efforts in southeastern Massachusetts. It's a big deal for those to be highlighted today.
This is also a big deal, too, for Senators Warren and Ed Markey. This has been part of their platform, when you really think about it, over the last several years, the whole clean energy topic. So this is big for them. As we mentioned, the president is going to come down. We're not sure yet if he's going to talk to the press that is set up on the tarmac. From there, he will get into a vehicle. He will go down Route 195 and get to Somerset to speak around 3 o'clock, we're guessing. It's 1:28 now, so we're not sure if he is still on time. We're going to carry that address for you live on our website, WPRI.com, but we will check in back in Somerset, and then when the president heads back...
We can see the president right in the doorway, Mike. We see President Biden ready to come down the stairs of Air Force One. President Biden here at TF Green in Warwick, ready to come down the stairs of Air Force One. We can see him getting ready right now to come down, and the dignitaries here on the tarmac ready to greet him. It looks like he's just getting a briefing of some sort, wearing his traditional aviators on this sunny day here at TF Green. And here comes President Biden off of Air Force One as he gets ready to depart to Somerset to speak on the country's climate future. Following behind him, Senator Warren, Senator Ed Markey, Congressman Auchincloss. Quite the contingent will be heading down to Somerset. The president now greeting Governor Dan McKee, Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse greeting the president as well right now. Having quite the discussion with Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi. As we mentioned, with him are Senator Warren, Senator Markey, Congressman Jake Auchincloss not far behind. President just came down the steps moments ago, and the motorcade is ready to take them all to Somerset.
You know, no matter what your politics, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, anytime something like this happens, a world leader comes in, a president comes into town, Shannon, it's exciting. It's a big deal.
Yeah, for the smallest state in the country, Mike, I'd say so. At our little airport here, to see Air Force One, to see the President of the United States gathered on the tarmac with the mayor of Warwick and the governor of Rhode Island and other dignitaries, it's quite the sight.
As you can see, they're trying to tell him, I think it's time to go.
And they all just did their greetings to each other. It looks like everybody is heading to their respective vehicles in the motorcade. President once again speaking with Governor Dan McKee and has his hand on the shoulder of Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi.
Maybe the mayor's talking about his Christmas lights.
I think quite a lengthy conversation with both of them. We're going to have to find out, Mike. We're going to have to find out what this conversation is all about. Inquiring minds need to know.
You know, it's Shannon, when you look at the president.
But he's spending quite a bit of time with both of them.
You know, when you're looking at the president.
Mike.
Oh, sorry, Shannon. When you're looking at the president and how he's talking to people, we saw it after the State of the Union address when he delivered that back in the wintertime. He came off, and we were still kind of in the midst of COVID. He went to just about everybody in his path to talk to them, and that's kind of one of his strengths, one of his pillars, to meet people one-on-one and talk. You know, they're telling him to get in the car, and he hasn't been moving yet as he's continuing to talk to Rhode Island officials.
Well, Rhode Islanders can keep you talking for a while, Mike. You've taught me that.
So is he getting in the car right now? We've kind of lost him.
All right.
Here.
It looks like he is getting in the motorcade now. He's getting in the motorcade now. He is in this first SUV right in front of us. The other dignitaries that were with him have gone to their own vehicles, while Governor McKee and Warwick Mayor Frank Picozzi have stepped to the side over here. But again, President Biden off the plane here at TF Green, now in the motorcade, ready to head to Somerset. Quite a momentous occasion here in Rhode Island.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. And as we mentioned, he is going to get on the highway and go down to Somerset, and that's going to cause some possible traffic delays because they have carved out a path for him, and that could leave drivers waiting. Brittany Trumpy has a look at the traffic situation right now. Brittany?
As of right now, things are still surprisingly looking pretty good. We don't know the exact path, but we are imagining that he's going to head up 95 and then go on to 195 back towards Somerset. Not really too much congestion in this area just yet. Again, this is the airport right here. You can see most likely traveling northbound on 1 and then getting onto Post Road before they turn onto 95 to head north. You can see parts of Post Road are already starting to show a little bit of some congestion and some backups. The big factor with this is overpasses, any road getting on or off of 95 or 195, or even traveling over those, are going to be shut down just temporarily. So really your best bet for the next maybe 45 minutes to an hour as they travel out towards southeastern Mass would be to slow down. This is where that firehouse is that Shannon was talking about. So we're going to see what exit they kind of head out of, but you can see big backups on Airport Road. Maybe it's spectators, maybe it's getting shut down for right now. And then again, heading northbound on 1, getting onto Post Road, and then traveling north. The 95-195 split probably going to be shut down. All of those exits heading to and from downtown Providence back towards East Providence going to be showing some congestion and some backups, but for right now not looking too bad. 195 is your heading eastbound down towards Fall River and Somerset. Still looking good for right now, but again, any overpass that's going to travel across that is going to be shut down at least temporarily as the president makes his way out towards that area. So if you have the option, I would just stay home for the maybe next 45 minutes to an hour until he reaches his destination. And then again, we're going to have the same kind of closures later on this afternoon as he travels back towards the airport. But again, for right now, not looking half bad. We will continue to watch it and monitor it and keep you guys up to date on everything.
All right, Brittany, thank you. Let's go back out live to TF Green Airport in Warwick. 12 News anchor Shannon Heggie, as you know, has been anchoring there live, and she has the mayor of Warwick with her, Frank Picozzi. Shannon?
That's right. Thanks, Mike. So, Mayor, I just said to you, what a big day for little TF Green, and you said...
Big day for Mayor Picozzi, too.
That's right. Tell me about, you had quite the conversation just now with President Biden. What did you talk about?
Well, we're exchanging pleasantries, and I was talking about Warwick. I told him how Warwick, the pilot may have told him they were in Providence, but we're actually in Warwick. I told him about the 39 miles of coastline, just how great the people are here. They were actually the second largest city, not Cranston, things like that nature.
When you ever took over as mayor, did you think you'd be having a conversation with the President of the United States?
2 years ago, before I thought about becoming mayor, I never thought I would be.
What was that like, that moment for you?
It was kind of surreal. It really was. I mean, the office of the president, I have such great respect for that, no matter who's currently sitting there. It's just, as the president of the United States, it's historic. It's once in a lifetime opportunity for me.
And did he have anything to say about Rhode Island?
Well, he said it was beautiful so far, and then he said they didn't want to take the 747 because they were afraid of just going right by the state when they were landing.
So we made a joke about how small we are.
And everyone does, but that's what we're known for.
That's right. A big day for a small state.
It is a huge day.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much. All right, Mike, as you heard, a big day here at TF Green, a big day for the mayor of Warwick. President Biden is waiting in the motorcade now to head to Somerset, where we have another crew ready to track the rest of his day and bring you live coverage throughout the day. But for now, that's it for us here at TF Green. Mike?
Well, actually, Shannon, the mayor talked about telling the president that he landed in Warwick. Years ago, there was this billboard at TF Green Airport, and the sign basically said, despite what the pilot told you, you have landed in Warwick. And I always thought that was kind of neat. That was former Mayor Avedikian who did that. We're going to stay with you, Shannon, until the president leaves. Is the car starting to move now?
Yes, the motorcade is moving along right now, Mike. Slowly but surely, as we mentioned, it's quite lengthy, and unfortunately, Mayor Picozzi did tell me that they came over on the same shuttle we did over from the fire department, and the air conditioning is not working on that shuttle. So once you get out on the tarmac, believe it or not, it was actually relieving to have the breeze that we have out here despite the temperatures. But again, here comes the motorcade leaving TF Green on its way to Somerset. Remember, if you are driving today anywhere from 95 here in Warwick all the way to 195 to Somerset, expect delays, expect closures. They have quite the trip to go here as they transport the president to the former Brayton Point power plant.
All right, 12 News anchor Shannon Heggie. Shannon, thank you. We'll be checking back with you a little bit later on. And of course, we'll have team coverage starting at 4 right here on WPRI 12. And please stay with 12 News for continuing coverage of the presidential visit. You can see the president's address streaming live on WPRI.com in about an hour or so. We'll also have the very latest headlines on 12 News at 4. And we'll be back when the president arrives in Somerset in a little less than a half an hour. We'll see you then.
Stay with 12 News for the latest on this breaking story.